अग्निं दूतं पुरोददे हव्यवाहमपाब्रुवे देवागम् आसारयादिह इहैवायमितरो जातवेरा देवेभ्यो हव्यं वहतु प्रजानन् ॐ इदं विष्णुर्विचक्रमे प्रेणानि दधे परं समूढमस्य भागं सुरे ॐ इदं भूमे भजामहे इदं भद्रं सुमङ्गलं परासपत्नन्वारस्व अन्येषां विन्दते धनम् ॐ एको ह देवः प्रदिशोऽनु सर्वाः पूर्वो ह जातः स उगर्वे अन्तः स एव जातः स जानिष्यमानः प्रत्याञ्जनास्तिष्ठति सर्वतोमुखः ॐ इमं स्तोमम् अर्हते जातवेदसेरता इव सम्माहेम मनीषया
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
And worshiping the deity is a means by which we can actually develop a personal, loving relationship with the Lord through service or seva. We find the greatest acharyas, Paramhamsa, saints throughout the history of India have put so much of their hearts and their lives into worshiping the deity form of the Lord. Sripad Shankaracharya, Govindam, what is it? Bhaja Govinda, Bhaja Govinda, Bhaja Govinda Mudamad. His final instruction is worship Govinda. Everything else is ultimately only meant to bring you to this. And he personally, his Ishtadev, he worshipped Narasimhadev. That form of the Lord is still there at Jyotirmat. And he personally worshipped Badri Vishal, the form of Vishnu or Krishna in Badrinath. Sripad Ramanujacharya, who influenced millions of people throughout the ages. His philosophy, his character, his compassion. He established deities and standards of deity worship throughout the southern India. And he personally worshipped every day Sri Ranganath. And in his heart of hearts, Sri Balaji in Tirupati. Madhvacharya, Sripad Madhvacharya. One of his greatest contributions was the establishing of Udupi Krishna and his personal worship, and how he, as well as Ramanujacharya, established a system for seva to the form of the Lord, and a tradition that has been meticulously followed. In the case of Madhvacharya, for over 700 years. Vallabhacharya of the Pushti Marg, he worshipped along with all of his followers to this day Srinathji. And he and his son Vittalnath established such precise worship for all their devotees to worship the deity in their homes every day, according to the season, according to the time of the day. Everything is adjusted perfectly. Why? Because God is a person. Madhavendra Puri, we read in our holy scriptures how much endeavor, effort, risk of his life he made for the seva, for his deity of Gopal. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, along with Gadadhar Pandit, Swarup Damodar Goswami, Nityananda Prabhu, all these great souls. Every day, throughout the day, they would offer seva to Jagannath in Sri Puri town. After the Snan Yatra, when Lord Jagannath was put into seclusion for special seva. In fact, we have two of those Sevites with us today, Ram Kumar and Kartik. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would be in such separation. He would go to Alalanath, just waiting for Jagannath to return. And he performed the Ratha Yatra. And all of his devotees from all the countries around, they would come for this festival to bring Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra on their beautiful chariots from Jagannath temple to Gundicha, from Kurukshetra to Vrindavan. And the foremost of the descendants of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are the 6 Goswamis, headed by Rupa and Sanatan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent them to Vrindavan and gave them 4 instructions: to rediscover the holy places of Krishna's pastimes and establish these holy places for people from all over India and all of the world to come on pilgrimage. To exemplify the true character and lifestyle of a Goswami, of a true devotee in the renounced order of life. To extract the essence from all the great scriptures, Vedic literatures. Prema Pumartha Mahan, to establish that unmotivated, unconditional, ecstatic love for the Supreme, for Krishna, is the essence and how to reach it. And to write books for all time to come. And the 4th purpose is discover the ancient deities. Build temples for them. Establish the worship for them. So that not only people will come from all over the world to Vrindavan to see those forms of Krishna, but also they will understand how to establish temples like this with this spirit of devotion wherever they may be. Srila Prabhupada, he personally left India at the age of 70. In 1965, he left Kolkata when he was 69 years old, and his boat, the Jaladuta, went around the southern part of India and stopped one last time in India in Kochi. And that's when he had his 70th birthday. So he more or less left India at 70. And he came to the West. And he sat in a little park, sometimes Washington Square Park, sometimes Tompkins Square Park in New York City, just sitting on the ground and chant. Our dear God brother Brahmananda Prabhu explains, Prabhupada was once sitting in the grass of Washington Square Park, and the police said, "You cannot sit on the grass." Very harsh. So Prabhupada, very humble, he just walked over to the pavement and sat on the pavement and continued his kirtan. He had that faith. And he had 3 volumes of Srimad Bhagavatam. First canto. He was chanting, he was giving Srimad Bhagavatam. He himself was giving that satsang. And he started a little storefront, 26 2nd Avenue, and put his deities there. And gradually, San Francisco, he established Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra. And then he was establishing in his life over 108 temples. Radha, Krishna, Gaurnitai, Jagannath. So in this way, he took these 4 principles at Rupa Goswami and made that the very foundational basis of how to give pure bhakti to everyone, and how devotees can perfect their spiritual lives in this very life itself, if we are sincere. Some people have difficulty with deities, because in the West, idol worship is condemned. But in the Vedas, and among all the acharyas we're speaking about, idol worship is also condemned. But there's a difference between idol worship, which is based on superstition, the fulfillment of materialistic ambitions, and this ancient, deep, great science of worshiping the personality of God. Because Krishna is achintya. The absolute truth, the source of everything that exists, janmadhyasya yataha, is inconceivable. All material and spiritual worlds emanate from Krishna. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam prabhartate. Krishna tells like that. I am the source of all material and spiritual worlds. Everything emanates from me. So this material existence is Krishna's energy. The example is given of the sun. The sunshine is the energy of the sun. So Krishna is non-different from his energy. And Krishna has eternally the free will to manifest himself in any way to attract the hearts of his children. We performed the homa, or the agnihotra, fire. In the Gayatri mantra, Om Bhur Swa Tat Savitur, we're meditating on Krishna, or Narayan, who is the presiding deity of the sun. Because the sun is the source and sustenance of all life. Within our universe, nothing could exist without the sun. There would be no light, there would be no heat, there would be no food, there would be no water, there would be no anything without the sun. Yes? Every living being on every planet of the universe is totally dependent on the sun. And Surya Narayan, it is Krishna who is actually the creator and the bestower of all the benefits of the sun. Giver of light and life. What is fire? Fire is simply a manifestation of the sun. Yes? The heat of the sun goes in wood, and then when we light the wood on fire, we're just bringing out the fire element that's already within the wood. That's fire. And when fire is a material ingredient, there are 8 basic elements of material nature, Krishna tells in Gita. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and ahankar or ego. So when through mantras, through particular divine rituals, and especially through the sincerity of the prayers and the devotion of the hearts of devotees, Krishna, in his own energy of fire, actually is present. He could be present anywhere. He is present everywhere. Krishna tells in Gita, for one who sees me everywhere and everything in me, that person is never lost, nor is that person ever lost to me. Krishna's between every atom and in every atom, everywhere, all pervading, but still a person whose energy is expanding. So Krishna reveals himself personally in the fire, in reciprocation for a devotee's devotion, to receive our prayers and to receive our offerings. And that is the Agnihotra. When we're looking at the flame, Krishna's there. Even in the Bible, when Moses climbed up Mount Sinai to find the 10 Commandments, Krishna, or God in their eyes, appeared as a burning bush, a fire that just didn't go out. So this wonderful, wonderful seva or puja that we're performing to the fire is a way in which we can totally meditate upon making offerings of love to the Lord of our hearts. And similarly, all these greatest acharyas and all these great scriptures tell us that through wood or through stone, when it's done properly according to Guru Sadhu Shastra, Krishna's already within everything, but manifests himself personally in the Murti or the deity. Patram pushpam palam toyam yome bhakta prayachtate. Krishna tells, if you offer me a leaf, flower, fruit, or water, I will accept it if it's offered with love and devotion. Out of infinite compassion, wherever we are. When little Dhruva Maharaj, 5 years old, wanted to find God, Narada Muni, his guru, he told him, you go to Vrindavan, the forest of Madhuban, on the banks of the Yamuna River, and take your bath in that holy river. And every day, just take the clay from the riverbank and make a form of Krishna. And Dhruva was just a 5-year-old boy. He wasn't a trained Murtiwala. But by the grace of Narada, because he was doing it under that command, under a Paramhamsa, and meditate on this form. Offer flowers, offer water, and chant this beautiful mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. If we want to develop prema, Moksha, from an impersonal perspective, is to realize the eternal existence of the absolute truth, Brahman, and to enter into that undying state where there are no material miseries. But beyond moksha is prema, ecstatic love. That is only possible when we realize Jivara Swarupur Krishnara Nityadas, that we are eternally loving servants of Krishna, of God. In a personal way. So Sri Radharani and Lord Krishna today have appeared here in such beautiful forms. And if we approach them as material objects, that's what they will be for us. But if we have faith in the greatest saints, acharyas, if we have faith in the scriptures, we will have the experience that when we make our offerings, Krishna is reciprocating, Krishna is accepting. Krishna is accepting our love, and Krishna is giving himself. Sri Radha is giving herself. It is a great science. Srila Prabhupada he was especially very enthusiastic to inspire his followers to establish temples in the towns and the villages and the cities, and also to establish farm communities. Back in 1969, in America, he established that this was one of his most important missions. He explained how the farm community should be, where we appreciate that the earth, the grains, the sun, the rains and the water, all of Krishna's energy is Krishna's property. We are not proprietors. We are his caretakers. And therefore, to not use pesticides, to not use chemical fertilizers that deteriorate the very environment and poison it that Krishna has given us, to never waste water, but to actually have gratitude for the waters Krishna giving us and actually save it, harvest it. Srila Prabhupada may not have been completely specific about each and every process, but the principles, he was very specific. Sustainable agriculture. Agriculture that is respectful, to honor Mother Earth, rather than exploitative or polluting to Mother Earth. Cow protection. Protection doesn't mean just not to kill, but it means to love, to honor, to care. From birth till the last day they naturally breathe, they should feel loved, protected, and happy. And from the springboard of cow protection, Srila Prabhupada, Vidyavanaya Sampani Brahmani Gabhyaste, Suni Chaiva Swapakeja Pandita Samadarsha. We should honor and respect and love the essence of life of every living being who is a child of And he also wanted that we establish a replica of Vrindavan, a holy place of pilgrimage, where devotees could come on pilgrimage and people from all over our country and all over the world could come on retreat, on a pilgrimage, to associate with holy people, and to actually be educated and have a deeper appreciation of these values. He wanted the 7 temples and the other holy places of Vrindavan to be established. So more or less, whatever Srila Prabhupada emphasized is what the devotees here at Govardhan Eco Village are trying to do. There's nothing invented or speculative. It's all in line with our beloved Guru Parampara. Just behind all of you, we are just establishing, and hopefully by next year a lot will have been done, a forest of Vrindavan. The 7 major temples of Vrindavan, the principal holy places of Vrindavan, Govardhan Hill, Yamuna River. And when, like the deity in a sense, when devotees actually call upon Krishna to appear in these places, that Yamuna and that Govardhan and these murtis or temple sites and holy sites will be, in a special way, non-different than those places in Vrindavan. Where we could come together to meditate on Krishna's Leela, Krishna's teachings, Krishna's form, together and chant His holy name. And we do believe in Srila Prabhupada's vision. However uncoordinated and unqualified we may be, if we're just sincere to work together, to serve together, Krishna, Sri Radha, by their will, they can attract not only our own hearts, not only to help our own family to come together on a higher spiritual platform, but to expand Krishna's family with people from everywhere coming to experience Krishna's love, Krishna's beauty, Krishna's attraction, and Krishna's abode of Vrindavan. That is the purpose of Govardhan Eco Village.